Sometimes you get mugged.
Sometimes you get mugged. Am I wrong?
Oh.
Well, now I lost my train of thought.
So
Thanks
did
a lot. What was I saying? Something about being mugged and then...
My face hurts. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ranting Podcast. I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Miranda.
Hello.
We're doing 4 back-to-back stories with our normal shenanigans, and we're tossing it back and forth as usual.
Yeah.
Now, usually we do Am I the Asshole stories, but sometimes we throw some random stories in there, too.
Yeah.
Like, what are the other subreddits?
Am I overreacting?
Yeah, like
Would I
those.
be the asshole? I think is something that we've done what's pretty similar.
What are the weird ones? That's like, am I the asshole? But it's like...
Oh, it's like, am I the jerk?
Yeah.
Am I the butt face? I think I was telling you, I thought one was like, am I the hippo? Because it's AITH and there was like a big hippo on it.
That's so weird.
And I was like,
so
I don't understand,
if we ever find stories like that we like, we'll add them in, but they may not be Am I the Asshole stories all the time.
That's
so
fine.
We'll see. Even though they may not always be Am I the Asshole stories, there are always assholes in most of these stories.
Yeah.
So Miranda and I will still vote for our individual biggest asshole award at the end of the episode. And listeners can let us know what they think in the comments.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it.
Okay.
So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Let My Sister Announce Her Pregnancy at My Wedding After She Already Told Everyone She Was Going to? Whoa. I, 27 female, got married 2 weeks ago after being engaged for almost 2 years. My husband and I paid for almost the entire wedding ourselves because we wanted everything to be exactly how we imagined it to be. About a week before the wedding, my older sister, 31 female, told me she had just found out that she was pregnant. I was excited for her family, since she and her husband have been trying for over a year. Then she asked if she could announce it during the reception or sometime in between. I told her I was happy for her, to be honest, but I wasn't comfortable with that because I wanted the wedding to stay focused on celebrating us, and also my fiance needs to agree as well. I suggested she announce it any other day, maybe at the family brunch the next morning or Thanksgiving for the wedding. I don't know. I couldn't figure out that typo.
Okay.
But I think it's just like the next day after the wedding.
Okay.
She looked disappointed, but she understood. Moving along to the wedding. During cocktail hour, a few of our cousins and some friends came up to congratulate my sister. I was confused until one of them asked if I didn't know she was pregnant. Turns out my sister had been telling family members privately because, according to her, people kept asking why she wasn't drinking or being her usual self. I tried to ignore it, but my aunt asked the DJ for the microphone so everyone could toast the 2 biggest celebrations in the family. I immediately told the DJ not to hand over the mic. This is my day. My sister looked angry, but kept her cool. She later said I embarrassed her and said I was acting jealous over a baby. The next morning, she skipped brunch and sent me a long text saying I had ruined what should have been one of the happiest moments of her life, because it's not like anyone will remember the wedding in a few years, but they'll always remember the first grandchild of the family. It caused a huge issue since everyone is involved. I'm just thinking if I should have let her, or told my husband about it beforehand to avoid all this. But I don't like it when she tries to be the center of attention always, but then I might be wrong. So again, am I the asshole for refusing to let my sister announce her pregnancy at my wedding after she already told everyone she was going to?
No, not at all. I think that's just so rude. I mean, I feel like that's like...
Which part?
All of it. But I mean, that's definitely like one of the biggest like wedding faux pas. I don't even know if that's what you say.
Etiquettes?
That's like right up there with wearing white to a wedding. You don't wear white to a wedding.
I wonder if she did that too.
You don't propose at a wedding, and you don't announce that you're pregnant at a wedding. I feel like that's not a lot to ask for.
So only way
for one fucking day.
So the only way this could get worse if she did all 3.
I wouldn't put it past her at this point. I mean,
we don't know what she was wearing.
Yeah, honestly. Did they say when she found out that she was pregnant? How long before the wedding?
I don't think it's specified. I don't think it really specified.
Okay.
About a week before the wedding, my sister, 31 female, told me that she had just found out she was pregnant. So a week before the wedding.
I feel like you could have... there's so many things that she could have done better. She could have just told everybody. If she were so eager, you could have just told everybody right when you found out. You could have waited until the brunch like your sister asked you to do. You could have, like, I guarantee that you probably could have found a way to not make it so obvious that you weren't drinking. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I think, yeah, your sister's such an asshole. I don't care if she's pregnant or not. And the whole, oh, nobody's going to remember the wedding in a few years. Bitch, who the fuck are you to say that?
But
what if I had the best wedding? Maybe you're just mad because my wedding was better than yours. Is anybody still talking about your wedding anymore? Did you even have one? Doesn't fucking matter. Because this is my day, bitch.
But also, like, I don't, this didn't, and it was actually a comment that I got that stood out to me because I thought the same thing. And no one really remembers you announcing.
No.
They remember, like, meeting the grandchild or, you know, whatever. Like, the actual, like, the first, that's the big moment, not announcing. Like, people could remember this wedding forever.
That's what I was going to say is, like, I remember when I announced that I was pregnant, but, like, outside of maybe a couple people, I don't remember when anybody else announced when they were having a baby. No fucking memory of it. I know what happened.
Yeah.
If you did posted it on social media, I probably liked it and said congratulations.
Exactly.
Couldn't tell you what it was though.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. And yeah, I mean, obviously it is very exciting to have a new baby in the family, especially the first grandchild and yada, yada. But like, you're going to have that for years to come, especially if there's some time between OP having a baby too. Like, you have plenty of time to be center of attention with your new baby. Give your sister her fucking day. Well, you selfish bitch.
I think that's what it is right there, is that it's the center of attention. And the older sister saw an opportunity, right? The opportunity kind of landed in her lap for her to be able to kind of put the spotlight back on her.
Exactly.
So, like, maybe she thought that it was like, oh, well, now we can share the spotlight. Like, that's not how this day works.
No, girl.
That's not how this works at all. I will say one thing that makes it, that would make it a little worse, is if it was the older sister that asked the DJ for the mic instead of the aunt.
I mean,
that would be significantly worse.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to give her a pass.
Both of them make me mad, but yeah.
But I do like how OP kind of shut that down immediately.
Yes.
Like, don't give her that fucking mic.
I feel like more people should have been on your side
100%.
at the wedding. Like, yeah. I don't know. Even if I was like one of the cousins and like somebody was, the bridesmaid was like, I'm pregnant, I'd be like,
shut the fuck
we're
up, Friday.
not talking about that today.
Yeah.
Be like, that's
no one
cool
cares
and
today.
all. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not today. Sorry.
That would be the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't see where you think it's a good idea, how you think it's a good idea to do this on your younger sister's wedding day.
Like, if anything, I would be like, okay, anytime somebody hands you a shot, you come find me. We'll tag team this. We'll make sure that nobody like thinks you're doing like notices or anything like that. I got it. You know?
No, she wanted it to be
known. But that's what I'm saying is that like, even from an outsider, I would have been like, shh.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
I wonder if this is actually like a older sister, younger sister thing. Now that
probably,
we're talking through it,
I'm sure.
Like, she thinks that her younger sister is getting all the spotlight, and she maybe feels some sort of way about it.
I'm sure.
So then she, throws this in there. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that for a fucking second.
That's fucked.
I mean, yeah. She's fucking piece of work. You are in for it, too. This is just the beginning of her pregnancy. She's about to be insufferable. Just so annoying. I'm so sorry.
In 9 months, maybe 12.
Yeah.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'll be there for the baby shower. I'll come see you after you give birth, depending on how you're acting. Might be a little gap after that.
That's what I mean. That's
like
maybe a year.
Yeah, because I understand pregnancy, everybody is affected by it differently. But when people are acting crazy, you have every right to step away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to.
So how would you handle it being in the older sister, not OP, the older sister's position, and you found out a week prior to the wedding?
I wouldn't have even told my sister. Or if anything...
The question is, when would you announce it?
If I had just found out, I wouldn't even be announcing it for like the next few months.
Okay.
I wouldn't say anything.
Well, okay, let's take that out of the equation because she obviously, I mean, she's thirsty to get the information out,
obviously,
right? So
yeah.
with that in mind, what, in your opinion, when do you think is the best time?
I think the best time would have been when the bride suggested and was like, I would be okay if you do it at the brunch the following morning. She gave you an in right there.
Exactly.
You should have fucking taken it.
Yeah.
That's all of this would have been done if you would have just been like, okay, let me just play it off for another day. I get you're excited. It is a very exciting time, but this isn't about you right now. So
100%.
shut up.
And that's kind of where I was going with that question. Because in my mind, like thinking about that, I definitely wouldn't, being in that position, I wouldn't do it. So she found out a week prior. I most certainly would not do it before the wedding because that's not as bad as announcing it at the wedding, but it's still like, that's still kind of taking the shine away from, because I mean, they've been planning this for months.
That's
you know what I mean?
I was going to say.
So like, it's been a longer event than just one day. You know what I mean? So like, you shouldn't interject anything into that time frame. Just let it ride out. And just like you had said, that's kind of what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah.
Because like the day after or anytime after the wedding is fine.
Yeah.
But like, let them have that fucking time.
Yeah. If I could easily keep it from my sister that like say if, for some reason, maybe she's not a big drinker, so she's not going to be like, let's do shots, then maybe I wouldn't even say anything. But if we did have that dynamic where like you guys want to drink together at the wedding, then I'd be like, hey, by the by, we got to figure something out because like there's this thing, But yeah, I mean, no matter what, she's in the wrong for the way that she did it. All you had to do was wait any other day.
Yeah.
Literally, it was one fucking day that she asked for. One.
And it's very easy to, I mean, there's a dozen different things you could say to kind of steer people the other way.
Yeah.
So like, you don't feel good. You're DD. You have to do something in the morning. Like there are a dozen things you could say and it won't be obvious that you're hiding a pregnancy.
Exactly. You could be like, oh, my maid of honor duty is to make sure that they get to their hotel in one piece.
Something.
And like all this stuff happens after. Like, yes, literally, you could have pulled anything out of your ass and it would have been fine. It's just, it's not like they were asking you to hide your entire pregnancy the whole time. You just found out. It was one extra day.
Yeah.
One.
And also, she, so I'm going to say this part again. Turns out my sister had been telling family members privately because, according to her, people kept asking why she wasn't drinking or being her usual self. I think you were being like blatantly obvious that, something was off or whatever. Or you were just offering it up for free and no one even fucking asked.
No, I'm sure she was just like, oh, I feel sick. Oh my God, I feel so nauseous.
Because she's trying to steal your thunder. 100%.
Like, shut up. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Exactly. So what's your verdict?
Not the asshole. That would piss me off to no end.
Yeah, honestly. that's going to put some strain on the relationship for a little bit.
I'd be like, I'm tempted just to get married again and not invite you just so I can have a good day without the fucking memory of you being involved.
Yeah.
God.
My verdict was also not the asshole, and that was the same for Reddit. Reddit's overall verdict was not the asshole. First comment is not the asshole, but your sister and family are. She knew what she was doing and wanted the attention. You didn't do anything wrong. Next one was you ruined the happiest moment of her life while she actively drew focus away from you on what was supposed to be the happiest day of your life. Is she for fucking real?
Yes.
Your compromise of her telling people at brunch the next day was more than fair.
Yeah.
My feeling is she couldn't handle not being the center of attention for one day, particularly after stating no one would remember your wedding, but everyone will remember her baby. Your sister is very selfish. Absolutely not the asshole.
Yeah.
And the last one, I think this is the one that I was talking about before. And while everyone will remember the first grandchild, no one will remember the day she publicly announced the impending first grandchild. People remember the day they first met the baby or when the baby starts solids, etc. Not the goddamn public announcement.
You know what you should do? You should try to start getting pregnant or start tracking your cycle now. And then wait until she has the baby and then announce that you're pregnant.
Ooh.
Because fuck her.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Sorry to that baby.
Or don't even take a test and just say it.
That's so fucked up.
Don't even.
To piss her off.
Yeah,
like,
don't even.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny, actually. She would be raging and be like, it's not even true. You're just a dumb bitch.
And have one of your friends, I don't know, when the baby's born or whatever, have one of your friends that's pregnant, pee on a stick and give it to you.
Something, yeah, just to fuck with her. Yeah, yeah. At this point, fuck her feelings. God.
Yeah, because that's pretty fucked up.
Oh, I would literally, from the day of my wedding, I'd be like, I'm plotting.
Yeah. Oh,
one
100%.
way or another, I'm getting revenge. I don't know when it's happening, therefore you don't know when it's happening. It's going to be a grand surprise to us all, and I can't fucking wait.
I would be, if I was OP, I would be the same way. I would be so fucking petty. And I'm ruining your day.
Oh yeah.
This is going to
be like, one way or another, I'm going to get you back.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But when I do it, you will know exactly what the fuck it was for.
I'm going to tell everybody to go to the wrong hospital the day of.
First birthday party, I'm sending out the wrong invitations. Put the wrong address on all the invitations.
God. But yeah, I think that's pretty fucking awful. That might be a contender for for the end of the episode. Time for our second Am I the Asshole?
Oh man. All right, so this Am I the Asshole story is titled Am I the Asshole for Ruining Two Sisters' Relationship? Got a sister story again.
Oh, okay.
My brother has two daughters. Ellie is 15 years old. She is his wife's daughter. She is beautiful like a model and is very talented in arts and sports. She is also extroverted and social and popular. Ivy is 14 years old. She is my brother's affair partner's daughter, but lives with my brother and his wife. She is often described as ordinary looking, which I find racist because she is biracial and might not look like a model, but I think she is very beautiful in a different way. She is not talented in arts or sports, but she is really smart. She is very introverted and shy. Everyone in our family loves Ellie. They fawn over her every time they see her. They think she is perfect. I prefer Ivy, to be honest. I enjoy talking to her, and I think one day she's going to be really successful, and I find her very funny. Since people in our family tend to show their favoritism, I've realized that I have to show mine, otherwise it's really going to hurt Ivy. For Ellie's birthday, she got a lot of gifts, all based on her hobbies and things she enjoys. Each cost somewhere between $50 to $100, about $700 worth of gifts in total. For Ivy's birthday, she got $50 gift cards from everyone, which might not be a bad gift, but it shows a lack of effort. She was incredibly upset that no one even tried to go shopping. So I took her out shopping, and we played a game that she has seen on TikTok, I'll buy anything she can carry. She had a really good time. And yeah, maybe we went a bit overboard, and I spent about $2,000 on her. When we returned, my brother and sister-in-law were angry and asked if I was thinking about Ellie at all. I said, no, does everything have to be about Ellie? They called me an asshole and said my favoritism is going to ruin their relationship, and I always do this. Okay, maybe I'm more well off than other family members, and maybe I spoil Ivy sometimes, but I'm just trying to fix things. Am I the asshole for ruining two sisters' relationship?
So if the numbers are correct, right, and there was $700 spent on the first Ellie, right, mm-hmm. And then if she only got seven $50 cards, that's only $350. So I mean that's like half the cost, right? But then you went and spent $2,000 on her, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's very drastic. Did you spend that same amount on Ellie? No.
Doesn't seem that way.
So that's a little, I don't know, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Kind of shitty. So you you overcorrected, honestly. Yeah. That's exactly what happened because so you were trying to do the right thing. I feel like your heart was in the right place. It really was. But you shouldn't have gone so above. Yeah. Because now you just turn the tables to where now the other one's going to feel the same way. So you didn't even, so you were trying to even kind of the the emotions, right? The feeling.
The treatment between
right.
the two of them.
And then you just completely skyrocket the other one. You know what I mean?
agree.
So now the other one, Ellie, right, got $700 worth of gifts, and now the other one Ivy is sitting at $2,350. That's a drastic difference there, bud.
Yeah.
So that's not a great look. So what's the conflict between the sisters? What do you say?
So it doesn't. This is what I was trying to like understand from the comments and stuff, trying to see if there was any more like details that OP offered. There wasn't. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of competition or anything between the girls. Okay. It's between how the family treats them.
Okay.
So because Ellie is her brother's and his wife's daughter, and then Ivy was the result of an affair, that's why everybody treats Ellie better than they treat Ivy, is what it seems like. And so OP, so OP is trying to even that treatment, but it's definitely, in this case specifically, I think that you definitely overcompensated.
And I don't think we should go forward with that in mind now that I think of it. I don't think that's fair because Ellie and what were the names again? Ellie and Ivy. They didn't have a choice from where they came from.
Exactly.
So that shouldn't be a factor in fucking any of this. They have a clean slate from birth. You know what I mean? So like that shouldn't even be a thing. Now I do understand why, I guess kind of devil's advocate, maybe not, is that it seems like the Ellie has a lot more interests, more hobbies. So I can see why that would be easier to shop for. But I still say, now I will say that the $700 is probably kind of just pulling a number out of thin air. You know what I mean? There's no calculation there. Yeah. So I don't know if that's quite accurate. It could have been closer to $350. Who knows? But I mean, I guess I can see how the sisters could be salty about it a little bit. One got all these presents and the other one just got gift cards, depending on how they feel. It seems like Ivy feels some sort of way about not being shopped for.
I mean, she definitely noticed that they didn't put as much effort in for her.
Yeah, so I mean, I can appreciate that, but again, this all comes down to the overcorrection. You drastically overcorrected, and now instead of kind of evening the playing field or the treatments, as you stated, now it's completely uneven in the other direction. Yeah. So now like this tilt is still going on.
So you think OP's favoritism of Ivy like cancels out the rest of the family's favoritism of Ellie?
Absolutely, yeah. You could have still taken her shopping. You didn't have to spend $2,000.
I agree.
Because the other sister didn't get that. You know what I mean? So it's just the overcorrection is what killed it.
I agree.
That's what killed it.
I think even like probably what I would have done, I think, is like, I don't know. I mean, because obviously it's not like they're twins. They're roughly a year apart. But yeah, I would definitely like if I knew ahead of time. Too. Exactly. Yeah. That was a whole other topic of conversation. But I think that if I knew ahead of time that I wanted to spend, this money on Ivy and take her on this thing, then I probably would have made a point to do the same thing with Ellie, just to show them like an example of being treated equally, I guess, because nobody else is fucking doing it.
I guess, but I don't know. I don't know. It all comes down to the first one, where she got all the presents and people actually put forth effort. I think that's the biggest thing. And you just doing that again, I don't think that doesn't really level the playing field, right? Because then she gets shopping twice.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
But also I'm wondering, I was going to ask this and I wanted to blow past it because I didn't want us to get too wrapped up in the details. But now I'm actually kind of curious because the current wife, right? The wife, and then the mistress, we can call it, right? Is this the wife that you cheated on?
It sounds like it.
Because that creates a more muddy situation.
Yeah, that was...
Go ahead.
I mean, OP didn't offer, because I was like reading through comments and stuff. They didn't offer a whole lot of details about like the conception or the affair of it all. Yeah. But just like from the basic math of it, you can pretty much see that either the wife was either pregnant still with Ellie or just had her.
Fuck.
Yeah. For how close they are.
Yeah.
Either she was still pregnant or she had just had her. One of the two.
So,
which, like,
yeah.
For the sister-in-law,
I don't know
kudos to you for fucking staying and raising this child, because
that's wild.
I don't know that I could do it, but
I mean, yeah, there's no way. We've covered stories like this
before
where that doesn't continue.
I don't think that's
picking
I could forgive.
The kid up at the bus stop.
That was the same thing. That kid was conceived while OP was pregnant.
And they
so
obviously
that's
why they're not together.
Exactly.
Where this couple is, which is wild, which, I mean, if it's a healthy relationship and they got through it, counseling, whatever that situation looks like, okay, cool. But I'm wondering if it's creating a negative environment.
I mean,
yeah.
I think
Ivy.
so.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
Because people are just like, oh, well, you're just here's some gift cards. You know,
I think, here's some gift cards. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They don't seem to be calling it out when people are treating the kids differently.
Yeah,
and that's helping the problem.
See, at first I was thinking, like, because of how OP forms, the beginning of it makes me go a different direction, because it makes it seem like people just did that because she didn't have the hobbies. So like people didn't really know what to get her. So like, you know what? We're just going to give you cash, these cards, and you can go get what you want. But then when you actually consider that part, then it's like, okay, are they just like, you know what? Here, you know, you're
exactly like, here's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, ooh. So, okay, what's the question again? That they were asked?
The question was, am I the asshole for ruining two sisters' relationship?
I don't see how they ruined the relationship.
I don't think that
I didn't see. No, I don't know if that question is really valid.
That's just the title.
Yeah, exactly. Because nowhere in the story does it really say there's any conflict between the sisters. We don't know how they feel about it. I mean, you never know. She may not even care. You know what I mean? Like, I got presents, now you got presents.
So I guess taking that specific question out of it, given what we know about the situation, do you think OP is the asshole or no?
Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle, because on one hand, if it is just because she doesn't have any hobbies and people just got her cards just so, like, they still care about her, right? But they just want her to be able to go get her own stuff because they don't know what to buy her. I can appreciate that. But then I can appreciate OP seeing that, like, okay, everybody's mistreating you. But, like, I feel like she would have put that in the story. You know what I mean? If there was a severe, like, she's being mistreated, or like they just don't care about her, they would have said something like that. The only thing that really points us in that direction is how they were conceived. So that's kind of what splits me. I think OP's heart was absolutely in the right place. I still think no matter what, it was an overcorrection, for sure. I don't think she's an asshole for it. I kind of I'm feeling bad for the kid, for Ivy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if the entire family does this every year for every holiday, where you're just kind of like an afterthought, like a bastard child kind of thing. That's not great, and that's not going to do anything for your development. But like I said, the story doesn't point to that, and I feel like OP would have shed light on that if that was the case. So, but at the end of the day, I don't think OP is the asshole.
Okay. Well, I was leaning more towards everyone sucks here as far as the adults go in this scenario.
Okay.
I don't think that OP is the asshole for what she was, I guess what they were trying to do. I don't even know if there's a gender. But anyway, I don't think that they're an asshole for what they were trying to do. I get what you're trying to do. I agree that I think, their heart was in the right place and everything. But from what I said earlier too, that I would have taken it more of like a equal approach to both of them instead of trying to like overcompensate for everybody else, just so I could be the example of them being treated equally instead of trying to like make up for the other. But
so you would have taken both of them out shopping again together, is what you're saying?
Just like do whatever I can to make sure that whatever gift I'm giving you is equal, like, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of, yeah.
So that it's less focused on overcompensating for what everybody else isn't doing, and just let me make it equal from what you guys are receiving from me, so that you and everybody else can see what it looks like to be treating you guys the same, But, I mean, that's just me.
I mean, it's not a bad thought, though, because I think Especially, again, we don't know enough about the story and how they're treating Ivy. If they are treating her like an equal or if they're treating her like a bastard child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. If it is where she's just not being treated equally, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Because then that kind of, it doesn't level the playing field like I was originally saying, but it does kind of bring them up to equal levels as fucking human beings. You know what I mean? But like I said, if there's no mistreatment and they really are being treated as equals and no one gives a fuck about that whole thing where they were conceived and all that kind of stuff, then I mean, I don't know if that really fixes it, but it's a good point.
Well, the overall consensus on Reddit was everyone sucks here.
Okay.
And I have a couple comments and then some of my own follow-up comments.
Oh.
So these they're kind of long, but I just felt like they
That's fine.
pretty well encompassed everything that everybody was saying.
Okay.
So the first comment said, "This is a classic example of doing the wrong thing for the right reason. Everyone sucks here except for Ellie and Ivy. Ellie hasn't done anything wrong and neither has Ivy. Your brother is a massive asshole for cheating in the first place, but even worse of one for allowing family to treat his daughters unequally and apparently also doing it himself. I get that you're trying to make things fair, but going overboard in the other direction is not the right answer either. You're playing favorites just as badly as the rest of your family. Show love to both sisters and that they both matter equally to you."
That's exactly what we said.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this next one said, "Everyone sucks here. The rest of the family is the asshole for fawning over Ellie and ignoring Ivy. I can understand your instinct to make sure Ivy feels loved, and that's even admirable. But you knew exactly what you were doing when you, one single gift giver, spent $2,000 on Ivy, which is almost 3 times the total of gifts Ellie received from the whole family's worth of people."
Well, okay. I have a comment there, but go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm just reading what they wrote. "You did it to make a point and get a reaction, and now you're getting exactly the reaction you were looking for. I think your brother and sister-in-law are right to be upset at you. You've lit a fuse and left them to deal with the fireworks. Maybe if you had initially bought Ivy, say, a $250 present at her birthday to level things out, and even if $250 was more than you'd spend on Ellie's last birthday. But instead, you saw her haul and decided to take her out and spend $2,000 on her. Had you bought Ivy anything initially before seeing everyone else get her gift cards, and then you decided your own initial gift wasn't adequate? Or did you simply wait till everyone else was done giving Ivy gifts to take her on an exorbitant shopping spree? Your brother is the asshole for having an affair. The only person in this scenario I'd cut any slack towards is your sister-in-law for being willing to raise her husband's affair partner's baby." Do you want to come back to your comment?
I mean, I don't know. That's a very loaded comment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pieces where like I agree with some of it, but I don't agree with all of it because like
it just had parts of like what everybody was saying. That's why I felt like.
And I think, unfortunately, what I think is happening is too many people are focusing on the conception, and that's not the question. That's not what we're talking about. And I would feel differently if OP shed light on like if they were again.
So I guess before you continue then, what I was going to say after those comments was that honestly, up until the comments, I was giving a lot more grace to OP because of that. But then after going through them and reading some more, it's clear that they're also showing more favoritism towards Ivy than Ellie, just as much as the rest of the family is doing the opposite. So at one point they commented to someone, "Both my brother and sister-in-law also favor Ellie, but it's something you see in all families. Nothing over the top." Which then people were like, so are you mad about them excluding her, or are you excusing it now? Because like, first you're making it sound like it's a clear issue, and then you're saying that they do favor Ellie, but it's something that you see in all families and it's nothing over the top.
They're favoring Ellie.
Yeah, but that's what people were saying. They're like, you're writing in because they're favoring Ellie, but then in the comments, you're defending them for favoring Ellie. So which is it?
Okay.
Which way are you feeling here?
Okay.
And then as more people were trying to be like, hey, you're actually doing the same thing. Have you considered how your actions might be adding to the problem and now making Ellie feel bad? And then OP was like, see, now you're making it about Ellie when it's about Ivy. And everybody's like, how do you not see that it's affecting both of them, and all of you, as in the adults, are the fucking problem? But no, I just felt like this was literally a case where like two things can be true, because the family is clearly showing favoritism towards Ellie, but OP is also clearly showing favoritism
that's what we said in the
towards
beginning.
Ivy.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's like, do you guys... You need to understand that you are also playing a role in how these girls are eventually going to be acting towards each other if they're not already. That's one thing that they didn't specify on, if the girls were already acting a certain way towards each other.
No one said anything about that, right?
But yeah, that's why they're saying that, like, as the adults in the situation, you guys need to stop picking your fucking favorites, because eventually, like, Ivy's going to see that Ellie's getting all this favoritism treatment and everything, and you don't want Ellie to start feeling like she's better than Ivy because of it. Like, you guys have got to stop.
And that's what I was saying in the beginning, is that the overcorrection tipped the scale the opposite direction.
Yes.
And then, like, and that's, we're saying the same exact thing, right? That most of the comments are. And that's kind of surprising too, because that doesn't always.
No, it doesn't.
We usually
always
go against the
happen.
grain.
Yeah.
But which I'm fine with. But I will say that was our first comment, was that, you know, Ellie was, you know, the scale was kind of tipping in her favor, right? And then OP came in and then spoiled Ivy, and then just completely sent it to the other side. You know what I mean? And I can see how that's, I can definitely appreciate, and we clocked that at the beginning, like I said, and that can't continue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't, I don't know if that makes you an asshole. And I would argue that OP isn't picking a favorite. She's overcorrecting by trying to level the, what did you say? Not the treatment.
The treatment. Yeah, but
right?
That's what I'm saying.
That she's not picking a favorite, though. I think she just sees that she feels bad, and she thinks that, you know, Ivy is just not receiving as much love, essentially, as what was it, Ellie?
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, I wouldn't say that she's picking a favorite, though. She's just trying to level the playing field.
I don't know.
But
well, she
it is
did
a problem.
say that
It is
she
a problem.
prefers
Yeah.
Ivy, so she is picking a favorite.
Oh, she said that in the comments, huh?
No, she said that in the post.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so
that's
said
true.
I prefer
Yeah.
Ivy, to be honest. So you are picking a favorite.
That's
so
true.
That's
You're
what
right.
I'm saying. That's what everybody else was saying, was like, you're doing the
Yeah.
same thing. You're just on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah. That's why it just keeps going like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Literally that.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they can resolve it though, because like, you guys have got to do something before you give those girls a complex.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm wondering if, like, so take the conception out of it, right? How would it normally work?
Probably wouldn't be. They'd probably treat them the exact same.
But then they're not going to get the same gifts. So
no,
isn't,
but they would probably
I-
treat that. I think that they really are treating her differently because she is the affair partner's daughter.
Just to clarify, I don't have siblings. People don't know that, obviously. So I don't know. It's an honest question. I don't know how that looks. So, like, if I did have a sibling, right, and we were 6 months apart or whatever, right, and we would get completely different gifts. Do people calculate how much money you spend on each kid? And there's always an imbalance, no?
I think it depends on the, like, how your parents kind of set that tone. If you have that kind of established competitiveness and comparing who has what and everything, then yeah, you're gonna do that. But if you're not brought up to focus on things like that, or if you're redirected when you are focusing on things like that, I don't think it's gonna be something that you carry with you throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah, right.
Like, but ultimately it comes down to how the adults in your life are
100%.
treating
I agree.
you
I
and
agree.
forming, you know, these ideas in your head and teaching you how to navigate these situations.
I would really be interested to see if the kids care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
I wonder if, like, obviously we know Ivy felt some sort of way by people not actually shopping for her. We understand that. But we don't know how Ellie, you know, feels about all this. Maybe she just doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be interested to see in how they both interact with each other and how they feel about how everybody else treats them. So, I don't know. I guess I'll keep an eye out, see if we get an update on anything.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
All right.
I like that one.
Well, that was our second Am I the Asshole story.
So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Skipping My Sister's Bachelorette Party Because I Always Pay for Stuff? I, 25 male, will be serving as my sister's 29 female best man at her upcoming wedding. We've been quite close for a while, and I'm really excited to celebrate her, but I very much so don't want to attend the Bachelorette weekend, and not for the reasons you would expect. My sister is a lesbian, and many of the people in her bridal party are also gay. In short, there will be, this one I was a little confused by, men/non-women at this Bachelorette party. If I'm saying that wrong, sorry. It's part of the fucking post.
Okay.
In short, there will be men/non-women at this Bachelorette party. I assumed I wouldn't attend this sort of thing because I guess I figured brothers don't usually go to Bachelorette parties, but my sister's friends have been asking me to confirm my attendance as sister is counting on it. Her friends have planned a trip to Nashville with an Airbnb and plans to hit a few bars. While that sounds awesome to me, I've recently felt as though my sister abuses the fact that I have some money saved away. I went to business school on a financial aid scholarship and earned a good job in a big city. I'm by no means rich, but compared to most people from my hometown, I'd say I'm doing well. With that being said, I lead a simple life. My lifestyle costs are rent, food, phone, transit pass, insurance, and going out with friends. I'm a big saver and put most of my money away into investments. My sister also does well and lives somewhere with a much lower cost of living, $85K or so in a small suburban area. I'd note she spends money on experiences more than I do, concerts, trips, fancy food, etc., and is more invested in having nice clothes, apartment, and car, and I'm not one to pocket watch. The Nashville trip rubs me the wrong way because I came into town to surprise my sister for her birthday and felt taken advantage of. We went out with a bunch of her friends, and my sister joked that the night was on me because I am rich. Her and her 9 or so friends all drank on my dime, and I genuinely paid like $1,500 after dinner and a late night worth of drinks. I regret not standing up for myself, but my sister and all of her friends took this to be so natural, like not even a discussion. Her friends laughed when I thought my sister was joking because I'm rich. I'm the rich little brother that lives in the big city. I followed up with my sister about this and got low-key gaslit about not wanting to treat her for her B-day. To be clear, I would absolutely cover my sister's things on her birthday, but when it's like 10 people I don't even know sipping tequila sodas on my tab, I feel used. I really love my sister, but I've always felt like she can get what she wants out of me. Not even money-wise. Like, she likes to be spoiled and knows I wouldn't say no if she asked me to fetch her a Diet Coke from the Swiss Alps. Sometimes I feel manipulated, but I'm also aware that I'm one of the people she counts on most in this world. I love my sister, but I'm not comfortable footing bills just because I technically probably could. So again, am I the asshole for skipping my sister's bachelorette party because I always pay for stuff?
Oh my God. I don't think you're the asshole for feeling the way that you do, but I think that you're the asshole for wanting to skip it based off an assumption. Did she outright tell you that she wants you? Like, did you discuss this, the finances or anything about that with your sister?
It's a fair question. I will go to, the part where they said that as sister is counting on it.
What does that mean?
But my sister's friends have been asking me to confirm my attendance as sister is counting on it.
I know that could mean that she really wants you to be there to spend time with you, or is she actually expecting you to foot the bill for this trip?
Okay.
Because, there's no way around it, really. You need to talk to your sister and let her know that you have clear boundaries and they're not to be overstepped. Tell her that you have a budget for this trip.
When?
Immediately.
Okay.
Fucking her birthday ago. That's when you should have done it.
Birthday ago.
Yes. That's when you should have had this fucking conversation. But since you didn't.
Since we can't go back.
Since you didn't.
When to have this? When?
Immediately.
Okay. So before
the bachelorette party.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Just talk to her and be like, hey, just so you know, I planning on coming, but like I have a budget and I'll buy your drinks, or like maybe I'll buy the first round. That's on me. That is it. You need to lay down your boundaries and fucking abide by them.
Yeah.
If you're going to lay them down and then lay down next to them, you're the problem.
Yeah, I definitely think that you need to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Because that's part of the problem right now is that you're letting people walk all over you. And I know there's people that have this non-confrontational kind of thing. But like when you're being used and abused, essentially,
you have to say something.
You have to stand up for yourself in this world. Like there's no fucking, I know there's probably gonna be people in the comments, and I'm sure there's people in this comments
but like
that are, that don't agree with that. And that's okay. But
No.
I think it's completely wrong. Because you have to stand up for yourself in this life.
You have to.
No matter who you are, no matter how you feel, no matter what kind of fucking personality you have.
Yeah.
You have to stand your ground.
Laying down those boundaries doesn't mean that you don't love your sister. It doesn't mean you don't want to spend time with her. It doesn't mean you still don't want to get her nice things when you choose to do it on your own.
I would say that it means you do. Because if you don't create those boundaries, that resentment is gonna creep, and then the love is not gonna be enough.
Exactly.
So I would argue that you do love them for setting those boundaries.
I think that you, for the sake of your mental health and then your financial health,
your pocket
and
health.
also the relationship with your sister, you have to say something. Because either it's going to continue where you keep giving and giving and giving, or what are you going to do? Just fucking ghost your sister and never talk to her again because you don't want to pay for stuff?
Well, he's part of the wedding party.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Where is this going to lead? That either she keeps taking advantage or you end up ghosting her and nothing ever gets resolved.
I think, okay, so devil's advocate, like everybody loves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that OP doesn't want to go because even if they have that conversation beforehand, since he would go to the Swiss Alps to get her a Coke, as he says, as they say, that he's afraid that if he goes, he's going to get suckered into it.
I think so. I think he's definitely afraid that he's going to be steamrolled.
But you have to set those boundaries. Like you said, you have to have that conversation now. And also stick to your guns.
You know what would be a good way to really stick to your guns if you're worried about going back on what you said? They have cards that you can preload and stuff. Just take one of those and just make it clear, this is my budget. I don't have an ATM card. I can't go to the ATM. I can't get cash out. This is what I've got.
I'll do you one better. Leave all your cards at the hotel or
That's
whatever.
What I'm saying.
And just take cash.
Well, I was going to say cash, but sometimes you get mugged. But yeah, either way. But that's what I was going to say. Just take whatever you're allowing for your budget with you, whether it's cash.
We're just going to blow past that. Sometimes you get mugged.
Sometimes you get mugged. Am I wrong?
Oh. God.
I feel like I'm not wrong.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, now I lost my train of thought.
So
Thanks
did
a lot. What was I saying? Something about being mugged and then... only take what you have in your budget.
Oh, God.
That's all I got.
My face hurts. Oh, God.
You threw off my groove.
Oh, Jesus.
I was in a flow.
So yes, I do agree though. The same concept stands. Either you can get that preloaded card, but I think no matter what your currency form is that you decide on, I think the most important part is leaving all the other currencies in the fucking rear.
Yes.
In the fucking room, at the house, wherever you are, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
Take
biggest thing.
only what your budget allows.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yes.
Once you get to the end, you got nothing else.
Yeah. So I think that would help, because you don't have any other options.
Yeah, it
and
would
then if
help
you spend all your money, then
maintain
you
your
can't.
backbone.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
literally.
that's definitely what you should do, and that is your not motivator, but that's your, I guess, excuse you could say.
Yeah.
By not footing the bill for the whole night. Like, I only have cash for me. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all I brought.
And you need to make that very clear as well. Even if you still want to do be the fun brother or whatever and respond if it's like a group chat and be like, RSVP'd first round on me, but that's it. But seriously.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. I think you definitely you need to have that conversation with the sister though, for sure.
Absolutely.
And set those boundaries.
But like I said, I would also make it clear to everybody else as well. Like, I might make some don't even tell them that you might make some allowances for your sister, but just make it clear, like, I said I would buy the first round and that's fucking it.
Yeah.
So you better have your wallet.
I mean, you don't even have. Okay, you don't even need to buy. I wouldn't even do that.
No, I'm not saying you have to.
No, I know, but
that's...
I think because there's a control issue here. A personal control issue with OP, right? He loves, and this is great, right? But it's breaking your boundary, right? This love is like it's hurting you essentially.
It's
because
you
being
love
abused.
her to a fault.
Exactly. So I think that's what needs to be focused on. So if he does buy the first round, I think that just could possibly open up the floodgate to where like, I'll buy one more, or I'll buy this, or I'll do this.
I don't know. I guess
I think you need to like cold
turkey.
Like cold turkey.
Yeah, I mean, however
stop.
you prefer, but whatever you do, definitely put in some extra. I don't know, contingencies or not that that's
like
not
what?
The word that I'm looking for.
No, I mean,
but
maybe,
like I
depending.
said, with like only taking the money that your budget allows for, like do things that are going to make it harder for you to go back on your
safety
boundaries.
measures.
You know, yes.
Okay.
Things that are going to help you. Live up to your word.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's the bottom line of it. You need to say it and you need to stick by it.
So I will say this though, to take it even a step further, right? Is that if that's what you need to do, I fully support it because I think something needs to change, obviously. But that's not a long-term solution because every time you get with your sister, every time you get together or whatever, dinner or events or whatever, you can't always leave your cards at the house.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like you need to, I don't know if this is like you got to sit down and talk to somebody.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But like there needs to be some fucking self-control here.
Sometimes that's what it is that helps. Like, when people have like the envelope system that they'll like get paid and they'll have like an envelope for rent, an envelope for groceries, an envelope for fun. And when that money is out, the envelope stays empty until the next payday. But like things like that, just to try and get you to see how much you're spending and like, take more notice of your actions and then try and remind yourself like, okay, this is how much I have left. I need to slow down or whatever. But I don't know. That was just my first suggestion.
Yeah.
I think probably one of the easier things you can do to combat this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, if you give in to your sister, that's your decision.
I think it comes down to you need to have the conversation. You need to stop avoiding.
Absolutely.
And I think you skipping this just avoids the inevitable of you need to fucking talk to your sister.
That's what I'm saying. The more that you're going to keep skipping, it's going to lead into that ghosting. And again, nothing's going to be resolved.
I think this is one we're going to go against the grain.
Oh, really?
What's your verdict? Do you want the question? Do you want the question again?
Ooh, hold on, because I was a little bit torn. Because I'm not gonna lie, I almost wanted to do that whole like Reddit response and be like, "You're an asshole to yourself," because I do think that you are doing yourself a disservice by not laying down your boundaries and then just kind of cowering away from it and not addressing it. So I do think that is a bad choice. But I don't necessarily think that OP is the asshole just because I understand your feelings and not wanting to be taken advantage of and stuff like that. You just need help navigating it. So ultimately, not the asshole, but I will say if you don't take the steps to address it and make some changes, you absolutely are.
That's fair. I think that's definitely fair. I'm kind of split between, I don't think you're an asshole, but I think, I don't know. So am I the asshole for skipping my sister's bachelorette party because I always pay for stuff? If your sister, so like, let's just consider the possibility that the friend saying that the sister is counting on it doesn't mean that they want you to pay for everything.
Yeah.
That makes you an absolute asshole.
Because she just wants you to be there to spend time.
Exactly. You're avoiding a conversation because you feel like you're going to be used. And like, kind of like how your response started was going kind of along those lines. And I think that's a great point. That's kind of how I feel, is that I'm kind of leaning more towards like, I don't know, either everyone sucks here or you're kind of the asshole. You know what I mean? Because like, but even like everyone sucks here doesn't really sit right with me either, because like they may not even know what you're thinking.
Exactly. They may not know that you have this big of an issue.
This is a classic fucking Key and Peele.
Yes.
Right? With the text messages.
Yes.
Where one person is typing, right? And the other person's reading it and they're just interpreting it a completely different way. That may be what's happening here, and you're just blowing it completely out of proportion. So now you're taking that assumption and now you're basically, I don't want to say punishing your sister, but I mean,
kind of.
if the shoe fucking fits, right? Because you're just going to skip the bachelorette party because you feel a certain way.
Yeah, I just don't think it's the right approach by avoiding all of it and saying that you're going to decline to go. I think you need to talk about it. And after you talk about it, if you don't feel good about it then decline to go.
Yeah.
But don't do it without having the conversation.
That's what I mean. And that's why I'm kind of leaning more towards you're the asshole on this one. And it's going to go against the grain. I don't give a fuck. I just think you skipping your sister's bachelorette party, if she truly wants you there and doesn't give a shit about the money, you're an asshole for skipping that. You're absolutely 100% an asshole, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yes.
And I think you're just there is a possibility that you are reading this wrong. Or looking too far into it, and you're just assuming that they want you to pay.
Exactly.
Especially if this only happened once.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying it could truly be that, like, you're either spot on or you're completely missing it. Yeah. But we're not going to know unless you guys have the conversation.
Exactly. That's why I think you're the asshole, because
that's fair.
You're going about this the completely wrong way, like you had said. And if you're skipping it for the wrong reasons, that makes you...
It's going to cause more problems.
Exactly. Too. And then you're supposed to be in the wedding party. You're supposed to be there for her.
Yeah.
You may be her fucking favorite person because she's your favorite person.
Yeah.
So, like, you're kind of the asshole right now.
Yeah.
You need to fix yourself. So yours is not the asshole?
Yes.
Okay. Reddit's overall verdict was not the asshole. The first comment is not the asshole, but you do need to learn to stand up for yourself. A good start would be by telling her honestly why you are skipping the bachelorette party. That you are worried you're the one that has to foot the bill and feel like you're being taken advantage of, being expected to pay for not only her, but also all of her friends. Also consider spending some money on yourself once in a while. It's nice to save, but you can't spend it when you're dead.
Exactly.
Which is fair. Mm-hmm. Next one was not the asshole. I think it's fine to excuse yourself from the bachelorette party, I'd say. But I do think you need to have a heart-to-heart with your sister and let her know that. While, of course, you're happy to pay here and there as a gift or to help her out when she's in trouble, it would be appreciated that you be asked in the future instead of voluntold into spending your money on her and her friends.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, fair.
Yeah.
For that one situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that they're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Last one was not the asshole. This really sounds like a setup to get you to pay again. Make an excuse unrelated to that and don't go. The more they pressure you or bring up that your sister is counting on you, the clearer it will be that means counting on your wallet, which is, again, a major fucking assumption.
That's what I was going to say is, like, when it comes to you guys having a close relationship, that's why I don't want to immediately jump to it as her being like, oh, he'll pay for everything. Because if you guys are genuinely close and you do have a good relationship, there's a very good possibility that she just fucking wants you there.
Exactly. And if
it's just your presence.
And that's what I think. That's why I don't mind going against the grain on this one, with everybody else saying that not the asshole in the Reddit comments, is because if you don't go and there truly wasn't any kind of intent for you to pay for anything, you are all of these people are fucking wrong. Yeah. And you are going to be on her shit list.
Yeah.
And that makes you a fucking asshole.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to stick with my, not the asshole for now, but after you talk about it and you find out what's going on, my answer may change. You
got to have the conversation.
See. Yes.
All right, time for our last Am I the Asshole?
All right. So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Declining Both of Our Parents' Anniversary Trips Because We Don't Think Milestone Anniversaries Should Require 15K Vacations?
Okay. That's a fucking mouthful.
I know, it's a mouthful.
Okay.
All right. My husband and I have been together almost 20 years. One thing that's always been true is that both of our families seem to compete with each other over who is the better grandparent, who gives more gifts, who spends more money, and who gets more time with us. It's been exhausting enough that we've intentionally limited contact with both sides. Recently, both sets of parents have had age-related health issues. Since then, every holiday or family event seems to come with comments like, this could be our last Christmas, our last vacation, our last chance to make memories. I understand where that's coming from, but it also feels like every invitation now comes with guilt attached. The current issue started with my husband's parents' 50th wedding anniversary. The family decided to celebrate with a week-long cruise. For my husband, me, and our child, it would cost around $15,000. Everyone else immediately put down deposits. We quietly declined. It wasn't because we don't love them or we don't want to celebrate. We just can't justify spending that much on one vacation. We suggested alternatives like a large anniversary party or family reunion that would let everyone celebrate together without such a huge financial commitment. But those ideas weren't well received. A short time later, my parents announced that for their 45th anniversary, they wanted everyone to go on an international all-inclusive vacation. This wasn't something they'd mentioned before, and the timing made it feel like they heard about my in-laws' trip and didn't want to be outdone. Their trip would cost less than the cruise, but it's still a significant expense. We declined that one too for the exact same reason. We don't think it makes sense to spend that kind of money on back-to-back family vacations, regardless of which side is asking. Now, both families think we're selfish, don't value family, and will regret not making these memories if someone dies. We do understand our parents are getting older, and we genuinely sympathize with that. But it feels like we're being pressured into spending tens of thousands of dollars because of guilt and fear rather than because it's something we'd actually chosen to do. We aren't refusing to celebrate. We just don't think milestone anniversaries should come with the expectation that everyone else pays for luxury vacations when there are plenty of meaningful, less expensive ways to celebrate. Am I the asshole for declining both anniversary trips and suggesting that milestone anniversaries should be celebrated in less expensive ways instead of expecting everyone to pay for luxury vacations?
Jesus Christ. So many questions there. Yeah. So, no, okay, let's fucking piece that apart.
Everybody take a breath.
Yeah. So you're not the asshole for declining. I think it's right that if you decline one, you have to decline both. Start there. The next one is, what was the second part where it was... milestone. What was it?
Suggesting that milestone anniversaries could be celebrated in less expensive ways.
Stop right there. I think that's not your decision to make. It's not your fucking milestone. That one kind of pisses me off the most because it's not 50 years is fucking impressive. And for you to have that comment, I don't think you're a bad person or whatever, but it pisses me off because I fucking hope we make it to fucking 50 years. You know what I mean? Because like what? They're probably in their 70s, 80s, whatever, depending on when they got married. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge milestone. I think of all milestones, I think 45 is a stretch. And I do agree with the comment that they probably got wind of the other in-laws. You know what I mean? And there was kind of a competition there. I understand that. 45 to me, it's still impressive. So anybody that's fucking been married 45 years, right? It's still awesome.
Congrats.
But 50 is, to me, that is the milestone for some reason. I don't know what it is, but 50 is, that's fucking impressive.
You don't hear about it often, that's for sure.
A lot of people, I mean, most people that we know are divorced.
I know.
They don't make it to fucking 10 years. And this couple made it to 50, and you're going to say that, oh, why don't you pick something lesser to do?
Yeah.
Why don't you stay in your fucking lane, Chief? All right. I get that you don't want to go, and I appreciate that, but don't tell me how to spend my 50th.
That's fair.
That's my thing. Was there a third question in there? Or was it just those two?
No, it's just last. Instead of expecting everyone to pay for the luxury vacation.
Right.
So I think that's probably where they were coming in with like suggesting something less expensive, because I would think like, if I was being invited on like a 50th anniversary trip and they were like, we want to do something lavish and we want everyone there and we're going to cover it, that's one thing. But instead of being, in this case, they're like, we want to go do something lavish. Everybody needs to cover their own and we want everybody there. Okay, so if you want me there, then I would definitely be like, okay, maybe I can't swing that right now. Are you open to doing something else?
Right.
And if they say no, then I'd be like, okay, well, I'm just not going to go. I'll catch you on the next one or whatever.
I mean,
but that's how I took it, and not necessarily like, let's not do this. It's not important.
Right.
Just like you're expecting everybody to shell out a lot of money.
Just say no. Just like, and that's why I think it's completely acceptable. The first part of your response, right, is that you're just going to decline and not go, because we did. I don't remember what it was, but we were invited to a milestone anniversary, but because I think it was because of deployment or something like that, we couldn't go. So obviously we declined, right? And they went on the trip and they had a great time. That's the same thing could happen here, right? So you're well within your right to obviously not pay $15,000. I've been on quite a few cruises, and I've never heard of ones costing $15,000. That's pretty crazy, especially just for a week. for 3 people, I think it was. But anyways, it seemed like it's an extravagant cruise, obviously. So you're well within your rights to not go, but you shouldn't ask them to downgrade their 50th anniversary celebration for that. Sure. You can always do something else, right? Like when they get back or before they go, you can always, do something else, something that's more within your budget. That is fine. But me, if we were in that position, right, and it was a 50-year anniversary, and we were like, we're gonna go do this thing, we really want everybody to come, I'm not going to change those fucking plans.
No, I would either, it would just be us, or I would pay for whoever we want to go. I'm not going to expect you to spend $15,000 on my anniversary trip.
That was my first reaction too, because that's kind of what I'm familiar with too. If you invite somebody on, a vacation like this, you either pay for it or you help them out or whatever. But like $15,000 is
that's a pretty penny.
That's big.
Yeah.
So I can see why they wouldn't pay for everybody. And it seems like it's a wealthier family because one of the comments that they made in the story was that everybody paid immediately, or you said something like that.
Yeah, that everyone else immediately put down deposits.
Immediately
they were the only ones that didn't.
Exactly. So it just makes it seem like the rest of the family is just very well off.
Yeah.
And you may not be, and that's okay. But I'm definitely not going to change the plans, but I would definitely bring up a different way to celebrate with them.
Yeah, I'd be like, we can go to dinner after your cruise and you can tell me all about it.
Yeah. Something like that. You know what I mean? Or like a less expensive trip, or I don't know, something.
I don't
know what I mean?
What do you think about it could be the last whatever comment?
That is, so for me, that's not a crazy comment, because eventually that statement is going to be true.
Eventually,
you know what I mean? Especially like I said, if they're celebrating their 45th and 50th anniversary, if they got married in their 20s, 30s, they're getting up there, 70, 80 years old. We don't know where they are health wise, but if their health is declining, then that's a valid statement. But if they're like, I've seen some people in their 70s and 80s that are like tip-top fucking shape.
That's what I was going to say.
They're in the gym every day. They're running. They're great. Like, if you're making comments and you're standing there looking good at 80 years old, come on.
You've got 2, max 3 of those comments to make to me before I'm like, I think we'll be fine. You're not going to keep manipulating me over and over again by like, it could be our last get together. Okay, well, this could be the last slice of pizza that I get to eat ever either. Let's fucking get over it, okay? The fuck? I'm sorry. I don't like to be manipulated, and I get very fucking mean about it. I'll say some mean shit, okay?
You would never say that to somebody, ever. But I do understand kind of where you're coming from, I guess. Maybe not with a slice of pizza, but eventually my thing is, I have family members that are, getting older. And that's something that I talked to, and I think you were there too. I talked to the kids about that, that's going to happen for everybody.
Yeah, but I think...
But as a manipulation tactic, I don't agree with.
That's what I was going to say, is that they're saying it seems like every time that they're going to have something, it's our last Christmas, our last vacation, our last chance to make memories, our last birthday, our last Thanksgiving, our last fucking dinner at this favorite restaurant. Like, okay, we get it. We're all going to die one day.
Just die already.
At this point, yes, please. My God, I've already warned you.
Oh, God.
I warned you at our last 3 family vacations because I thought that was going to be the last one.
God. I think I don't think using that as a manipulation tactic is right. I agree with you there. But the only thing I think about is that eventually that statement is going to be true, especially if you have kids. You know what I mean? That's kind of what goes through my head.
Yes.
But again, to use it to kind of talk you into spending $15K is not. And it seems like they're sticking to their guns though.
Yes.
They're not letting that affect their decision.
Yes. So there is actually a comment that kind of touches on that last part that we were talking about there.
Are we doing verdicts or are you going to there first?
I mean, the verdict overall was not the asshole on Reddit.
Okay. What was the question again? I don't think we didn't do our verdicts.
Oh, am I the asshole for declining both anniversary trips and suggesting that milestone anniversaries could be celebrated in less expensive ways instead of expecting everyone to pay for luxury vacations? That was the last question. Do you want the first one?
Yeah, give me the first one because
Too long.
this person is fucking.
Am I the asshole for declining both of our parents' anniversary trips because we don't think milestone anniversaries should require $15,000 vacations?
That's okay. That's a better question. I think it's fair. I don't think you're the asshole. I think you just need to come up with a different kind of celebration.
Yeah, like I said, I would probably do like the dinner thing, and I'd be like, you can show me pictures of your cruise and your travels, and we can talk all about it. But like, I'm not gonna
I wouldn't
go.
have the balls to tell you to downgrade your celebration for your 50th, which I think they were kind of hinting at. It seemed like at the end, but no, you're definitely not the asshole for not wanting to spend $15,000 on a vacation.
Yeah, I think more so like where they would probably be coming from asking them to downgrade is if like you are dealing with your families constantly trying to one up each other. I'd be like, there is a level. You're one upping each other, and I'm way the fuck down here. Okay, let's bring it down. Let's calm down. All right.
Or bring it up. No. Just get a new job.
Then pull out your fucking checkbook and pay my way. God, I don't even know.
I'm kind of surprised that they don't do that. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's neither here nor there. But
okay, so on to the comments.
Okay.
So the first two are kind of short. The last one is the long one.
Okay.
So the first one said, I thought you were going to say they offered you a $15,000 vacation as a gift for your 20th. Unless you are flush with cash, expecting you to spend $15,000 to celebrate their milestone is nuts. Not the asshole.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say something.
Well, the only thing I want to add before you go on to the next one is that coming from the parents for the 50th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it seems like it's not a big deal because, again, I come back to the comment where everybody just paid immediately.
Yeah.
So it seems like everybody's on the same kind of playing field and they're just not considering kind of where you're at in life. You know what I mean?
Maybe, or I think not even that, but if you could be able to keep up on one side, but if there's two sides that are constantly doing that one upping and they're both expecting you, now you're getting hit on two ends.
No, I definitely get it.
So while this family is only paying for this vacation, you're expected to pay for this vacation and this vacation.
Yeah.
So even if you can just throw down your fucking deposit or whatever, doesn't mean I can.
Exactly.
Because both people are expecting me to spend $10,000-$15,000.
And it seems like they just don't have. There's some people that have that kind of money that they're just kind of just like floating in the clouds.
Oh,
if that makes sense. Where they don't really have. They just can't really fathom like having
to worry about paying for two things.
Friends.
Yeah, exactly.
At the table, right? Where it's
like we talked about it before and stuff. How like half of them have it, half of them don't.
Like, we don't really think about it because we have it.
Exactly.
So that's what's happening here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So then this last comment, this is one that I really liked. It's kind of long, but I liked it a lot.
Okay.
So it said, not the asshole, from the vantage point of age 61. First off, this might be my last X thing can and often does last 30 years. You can't let that dictate every single holiday and vacation. In fact, you can even fall into this pattern where the aging parents can wield that weapon, sometimes unintentionally, so effectively and for so many years that the grown children essentially never get a chance to do their own dream vacations or special bucket list dreams. Because by the time the parents finally do die, the kids can be in their 60s and have gotten too old and creaky to do the adventurous trips they were once dreaming of. Ask me how I know. Second, I don't believe that saying till past age 80. These days, actuarial tables show that if you make it to 60, you're probably going to make it to 80. Third, if they want to do a last big fling, all family there type trip, they got to pay for it. When my folks turned 90 and were approaching their 70th wedding anniversary, they flew the entire extended family down to Cancun for one last big bash. They paid for everything. They were not rich or anything, but they'd been saving up their pensions. And as my dad said, what else are we going to spend it on at this point? The next month, once back home, not Cancun, they got the flu. It turned to pneumonia, and 8 months later, they were both gone.
Damn.
So that really was the last party.
Yeah.
But they were 90, and they paid for everybody's flight and food and lodging for the whole extended family. The distant uncles, the grandkids, the boyfriends and girlfriends, everybody. It was awesome. I'll remember that wonderful Cancun trip to my dying day. That's how you're supposed to do it. It must have chipped into what I ended up inheriting, but I don't give a fuck. That's how you do it. So I just thought that was a nice little, from somebody from an old, like getting the older perspective of it. And, you know, because I think it seems more often that you get like the younger points of view and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was nice to have somebody from like the older generation giving their viewpoint on it as having lived through, you know, possibly the, you know, the manipulation of people being like, it might be our last, it might be our last. And you're like, okay, I'll keep making allowances for your last when there's fucking more.
Yeah. I will say though, like I definitely I appreciate 100% the perspective, but I don't know. So they made this big trip to Cancun, right? And they said they kind of built it up to where it was kind of the last hurrah and everything like that. All the ones before that were the same thing. You could have gotten the flu after any one of those.
I know, but that's what they're saying, though,
That'd
is
be my
that
only
like having lived through this, having lived through the people manipulate, like using that as like a guilt tripping tool and stuff, and having to constantly put off your own things that you want to do. That's where I just thought that was a nice perspective
it definitely
to get
is.
put in there.
It helps put it into perspective. You know what I mean? But my only argument for it would be to kind of, you know, the side of the 50th anniversary with the couple, right? Is that they could get the flu after the cruise.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like you truly, that's the problem though, is you truly never know.
Yeah, but that's why and honestly, that's why I just don't like that when people use it anyway, because I'm like, shut up. But like I said, I don't do with the manipulation tactics. I'm immediately like, I get irritated and I'll say some mean shit.
I am a lot more for the milestone itself than the manipulation tactic.
Yeah.
You know, I don't appreciate that. But the milestone is really what kind of tugs at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely see the point.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely say not the asshole. I'd skip it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially, it's not even a question if you can't afford it.
Oh well, I was saying I'd skip it just because it's a cruise. I don't want to go.
You almost okay.
But I didn't.
You almost got on a cruise.
But I didn't.
Oh God.
All right. Well,
you absolutely would have gotten on that cruise too if that would have.
But I didn't.
Okay. All right.
So. I dodged a bullet. And that was our final
or a shark.
The asshole. That too. Dodged it all. You want to know why? Because I stayed on dry land where I belong.
So now it's time to find out who we think is deserving of the biggest asshole award. So who you thinking? Story 1, wedding pregnancy announcement. Story 2, Equalizer. Story 3, deep pocket bro. Story 4, milestone manipulators.
I'm torn between the milestone manipulators and the sister from the wedding.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Mostly because I just don't like the manipulation, honestly. I can't let it go. But the sister, she really needs to be put in her place. Ooh.
I don't even see how that's a competition to you. That's wild.
Which one?
To me. How it's in between 1 and 4?
How? Why is that surprising?
Because it's her wedding.
No, I agree.
That's a one, like...
Yeah, that's honestly, I was like leaning more towards that one. I was trying to like go through the checklist in my head of what makes them more of an asshole.
That's an easy pick for me.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards the sister, truly, just because, yeah, she really does need to be put in her place.
Yeah, because could have potentially kind of ruined the wedding.
Yeah,
once in a lifetime.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is that in the last one, OP and her partner are like sticking to their guns by not going to it. So it sounds like, it's not like fully resolved, but somewhat. So yeah, I think just because there's more of an open-ended conflict as well.
Okay, interesting.
With the sister.
Okay, so you're going with story 1?
I think so.
I would agree. That's definitely mine too. The wedding pregnancy announcement, just because that's for you to try to steal that day from your younger sister.
Yeah, that's really shitty.
You're kind of a shitbag.
That is,
so,
yeah.
There you go. If you're interested, let us know what your vote is in the comments. Before we wrap up, we want to let everybody know we want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree, have some topic requests, or maybe have your own stories. We want to hear about it. So feel free to drop a comment, send us a direct message, or email us. All of our links and information is available at our website, which is therantingpodcast.com. There you'll find our links to all of our platforms to include Reddit, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So hit us up.
Yay.
Is there anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Wait, what day does this come out?
Thursday, I think.
I might be early.
Let's see.
Who cares? Have a good day.
All right, that's it for us. If you like the show, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.